All right, Mike, I was got to bring my helmet today, you know, but you wanted me to wear the new helmet, and I like the old helmet, and the old helmet doesn't have any pads in it, and that's maybe why I'm a little bit wacky, and the face mask is broken, and, you know, but I was going to wear my old helmet, and you yelled at me, so I think you know what I'm going to talk about here.
Yeah, you know, Antonio's
nuttiness. Nuttiness.
Yeah, you know, he's got little quirks, and he likes his helmet. He doesn't want to change. He's a little superstitious. You know, last year I recall Tom Brady switching helmets back and forth, and I will say this, you know, I've had the new helmets on, and they are much more comfortable. But sometimes you look in the mirror and you're just like, I don't like the look of it. So, you know, it's something that is it necessary? No. I mean, threatening that you're going to retire, we all knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to walk away from $30 million. Well, we all know what the Greek poet Euripides said about a football helmet.
No, what?
Well, if you don't know, I'm not talking to you about it. Hey, one thing I do want to talk about is Antonio's gone. We wish him well. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Steelers Nation. But the thing is, if you look at the history, Mike, of Steelers receivers who Ben Roethlisberger has gotten big contracts for, I mean, how have they done after they've left Pittsburgh?
Yeah, San Antonio went on to the Jets, and, you know, he did decent. He didn't have quite the career he did in Pittsburgh. Mike Wallace went to Denver again. You didn't hear too much from him. Emmanuel Sanders is probably the best one that has fared since leaving. But other than that, I mean, you got to have a quarterback that can get you the football. Now, is Carr going to be able to do that? You know, I don't know. I mean, they hyping him up. You watch Hard Knocks, they love him. But, you know, Coach John Gruden's hard on quarterbacks. He likes quarterbacks, multiple quarterbacks. And apparently I've heard a rumor that Carr got a house right down the street from Gruden. So if it doesn't work out this year, it could get a little ugly there. But again, the one takeaway that with Antonio leaving and now Le'Veon's gone, I think it comes back to this camp. It's been pretty quiet, a lot of drama-free. I think a lot of reporters are walking around talking today. There's not much to talk about with the team because it's been so quiet. And I think it's refreshing for the Steelers, and I think they're going to fly under the radar this year because of that. And I think it's going to help benefit them.
I'll put a picture right there. Well, that leads into Benny Snell so far in the running back situation. Le'Veon Bell has taken off for greener pastures, literally New York green, Mike. Get the joke?
Yep, I got it.
Yeah, anyway, and the green dough, baby. But Benny Snell is really making an impact. The kids here at camp love him. Benny the bowling ball is what I'm calling him. I gotta like this backfield right now. Connors, Jalen Samuels, sophomore year. You'd like to have this backfield.
Yeah, I like James Conner still. Jalen Samuel looked extremely well in the scrimmage the other night. I'm still, you know, Benny Snell, he's good and he's a strong runner, but he still needs to work on the pass protection. Devin Bush got underneath his pads, as we saw, you know, at Latrobe High School about a week ago. He missed a pickup on the blitz in the scrimmage this past weekend. And but the one thing I noticed was when he got outside, he's a great runner in between tackles up the middle, but when he gets outside one-on-one as a running back in the NFL, you have to be able to make one guy miss, a defensive back, a linebacker, and he was one-on-one with the corner, and the corner wrapped him up and made the tackle like it was easy. So he's got to be able to shake something or lower his pads, run over the corner. You can't just get tackled out in space one-on-one. He's not a Pro Bowl quarterback yet, running back yet. He's got he was a late round draft pick, so he's got a ways to go. But again, you still got James Conner, you got Jalen Samuel. He'll be a nice change up in between the tackles, I believe.
And that's one of the things that does concern me as well. Again, you know, have to go back to Le'Veon Bell. His stutter step inside, it worked here in Pittsburgh with that great offensive line, but he also had that breakout speed, all right, you know, the old 39 trot, the old 39 toss to get around the edge. And right now, I don't see where we have that kind of breakout. I
think that's going to be Jalen Samuel. Actually,
dumping the ball to him on a pass?
Yeah, I think it'll be dumping it or maybe getting him outside. James Conner's more of a north and south runner, and he runs the ball hard. He kind of picks his hole and goes. I think that's refreshing. I think the linemen like that. I think it's a little easier on the lineman with Le'Veon. He danced around a little bit. He got some home runs, but it made it a little bit more difficult on the O-line. The one thing that I thought was most underrated by Le'Veon, though, you know, everyone talks about his pass catching and his ability to pick and choose the hole. I actually thought he was a great blocker in the passing game, picking up the blitz. James Conner has done that nicely, but you know, that's hard to do that all season long. Jalen Samuel, can he do that? I don't know. You know, I think it kind of goes blocking wise, kind of goes James Conner, then it goes to Benny Snell, then it may be Jalen Samuels. But again, Jalen Samuels is going to be your third down back. He's going to get some passing. He's going to get some runs outside. James Conner is going to be north and south through the tackles. And then you got Benny Snell coming in as a change up to go between the tackles as well, I think.
Yeah, and again, this all relies on your sophomore offensive coordinator, Randy Fiechner, and his ability to well, cook with the groceries that he has right now. So if you take that backfield, combine it with the Van Animal, Switzers look great in camp.
Yeah, and you know, Benny Snell also made a tackle on special teams, so I think he'll add a lot of value there as well. But yeah, Switzers looked great in camp. Tevin Jones had a big game the other night. So I think the receivers are coming along. You know, Juju didn't play. Well, there's a big play over there, but
yeah, I love when the crowd goes ooh.
Yeah, and exactly. No, I think they're going to do all right. But again, I actually saw a lot more play action as well in the scrimmage, which in the against Tampa, which you haven't seen much of last year. So again, this is all they're trying out new things. They're trying out guys at different positions. They're trying out different combinations. It's to see who's going to make the roster, and then once the season starts and the live bullets and the games count, then you're going to start to see a little bit more of an identity from the Steelers, because year to year, as a football team, the identity changes. You have to go with what's working for your personnel. You don't have Antonio Brown. You lost Le'Veon Bell last year, so you were more of a downhill run team with James Conner. You had Antonio Brown, you know, pulling double coverage. Now Juju's your main guy. He's gonna get the balls, but I think he's gonna get single coverage early on. Once he starts getting a lot of catches, then they're gonna have to start double him, and then it's gonna be all right. Who's gonna step up?
I'm sending James Washington right down the hashes to Van Animal, and I'm pumping the ball to him.
And again, you'll see, you know, as the season starts going, you'll see the Steelers start to develop an identity.
The question being to Steelers Nation, and Mike, I'll pose it to you. You know, at times, this offense over the last several years was capable of 40 to 50 points, Ben tossing the ball 50 times a game. Are we going to see that same offense this year?
The times he did, they lost. You know, they lost to the Raiders and they lost to, he pulled one out against Jacksonville. But it's not sustainable. You don't want that. That's not a recipe for success. You got to be able to run the ball. And I thought they did a great job early in the season doing that last year, and they kind of got away from that in the red zone later in the year. They stared throwing it, specifically in the Denver game.
Bring the Denver game up.
Well, Denver and Oakland, they threw the ball 50 times. So again,
Oakland, we should have beat Oakland. How do you lose to Oakland?
I think you got to get back to pounding the football inside the red zone. We're inside the 10-yard line. You got to pound it up the middle. No, I would get away from the 5 wide and run it, and maybe use some play action.
Yeah, keep the defense honest, get those line jackers coming up, then maybe you can run a ball behind them. All right, one last observation, which it's really simple. As Ben Roethlisberger goes in 2019, so goes the Steelers campaign in 2019. Mike, I think he looks great. I know he's got a lot of days in shorts these times, but that ball is tight and it is on point.
Well, he's earned the days in shorts. I mean, what's this? This is year 15 for him. I mean, he's been doing this a long time. You got to take care of the body. Again, you got Tom Brady, you got Drew Brees, you got Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning. It's tough to play when you in this heat. I know the training camp's not the way it used to be. And he played in the training camp days when it was tough. So he's earned the days off. He's got to rest his arm. He's got to stay healthy. And that's the number one thing for the Steelers is keep him healthy. Because if he goes down, you know, they're still going back and forth between Mason Rudolph and Josh Dobbs.
Woe is me if Ben goes down.
But he looks great. His ball, it looks, you know, tight as ever. Yep. It's got plenty of zip on it. And he's definitely vocal out in the field, getting the receivers in the right spots, and he's making the right corrections.
All right, I got to go find my old helmet. You wait here.